Hello and welcome back to another episode of Uncut Long War 2. Because we're so close to the end of the campaign, we're not getting introduced to any more new soldiers. We're jumping straight into the mission. Alright folks, we are doing another main story mission today, the investigation of the Codex brain coordinates. We've got to find out what's going on here, and then we're probably going to blow it up. So, without further ado, let's see what squad has the pleasure of doing the dirty work today. Alright, we're going into this mission with 8 members, and in the number 1 slot is Frederick Blackjack Carter. He is an assault, he's wearing the Mangler chest piece, so he has a rocket launcher for his heavy weapon, and the Talon rounds is his utility item. It's increasing his critical hit chance and damage. Kyra Ronan is our next soldier, and she is an assault as well. She's wearing a normal exosuit, she has a flamethrower for her weapon, and armor-penetrating rounds to ignore those heavily armored targets. Next up, our ranger is Daniel Mauser Morris. He has the blue screen rounds and the EMP grenade, so mechanical enemies beware. Then Santa the Deliverer Claus is our grenadier. He's got 2 plasma grenades and a cool item called the stasis vest. Essentially, every time if he takes damage, he heals 2 hit points per turn, up to a maximum of 8. So he's basically wearing a med kit that has a sort of delayed release of magical medicine. So that's pretty cool. And he's also using the Bubbles grenade launcher from Grimmy's Loot mod that increases his grenade shred by 1. Next up, we have Jamon Dr. Jam Silk. He is an infantry. He's got venom rounds and the gas grenade. This is a pretty cool item. It poisons nearby enemies, causing them to take damage per turn, and it also slows them, which I believe reduces their mobility, so the number of tiles that they can move. In my 400 hours of playing Xcom, I've never thrown a gas grenade, so we're gonna find out how cool this thing is together. Next up, we have the Blue Bot, our mech. It's not using anything special, it's just got the rocket launcher. But actually, I could change that. I have another heavy weapon called the Shred Gun, and you know what? I'm going to give it to Frederick Blackjack Carter instead. It fires a cone-shaped area attack that can hit multiple enemies, and it is ridiculously powerful. So we'll see that in full effect today. And finally, the backline, Alfie Green Jelly O'Brien, our medic. She's got the medkits and the Mimic Beacon. And finally, the Surgeon Dos Santos. He's wearing a plated vest and a Skulljack. But the Skulljack is more for he's bringing the Skulljack because it increases his hack rating, and he is a combat hacker. But more important than that, there is a secondary objective that is part of the main story where we have to hack into the brain of a Codex while it is alive and on the battlefield. So Dos Santos is going to be the one to do that, which is why he needs the extra armor today. So, there we go. Without further ado, let's go investigate.
Target coordinates are just ahead. Move to investigate the site. Hostile presence is currently unknown, but expect the worst.
Expect the worst. Wise words from Central Officer Bradford. Whenever you play XCOM, I'm feeling confident right now, but as we've all learned, confidence often backfires. Is it frozen? Is it? No, it's not. Yeah, confidence oftentimes backfires, but you know what? I'm feeling good. I got a beer with me. It's real hot outside, but you know, this very quickly warming beer is helping me to feel a little bit better about everything. So we're gonna take it slow, and you know, hopefully this goes well. You know what? Fuck that. This is gonna go really, really damn well because I am the best, and I'm awesome, and thumbs up. So, but yeah, it's really warm outside. I got a fan in the background, so if you guys are hearing any background noise, I do apologize for that. If you guys hear any Daddy Yankee, I ultra apologize for that, because don't nobody want to hear none of that. But it is just the struggle of recording in the summertime is that there's always gonna be extra noise going on, and that was a slightly risky maneuver running up that far. We do have eyes on the first group of enemies, but lucky for us, we didn't prematurely reveal ourselves, because although this mission, you know, I've done it before, so I know what to expect. It's not the most difficult mission in the game. It can very quickly spiral out of control, and become just absolute shenanigans, especially because I want to hack into a Codex today, so it could just get really dumb. This could turn into the dumbest mission that we've ever done, but hopefully that won't be the case. But yeah, you know, one of the struggles of recording just out of my fucking bedroom, right, is that I don't have any special soundproofing or whatever, you know. So whenever people want to get down and have a little party outside, we all gonna hear it, all right? You know, it's one of the struggles of, you know, not being there yet, not being at that level, right? It's the same for the whole activate Windows thing. I know that shit is annoying, right? I look at it every single day, and it slowly is sucking my will to live. Every time I'm watching a movie and I'm getting real immersed in it, and I just look at the bottom right-hand corner of my screen, and Bill Gates is telling me, hey, you need to activate this shit. But I don't have $100 sitting around to get a copy of Windows right now. So we all have to look at it. We all have to struggle together. But yeah, I do appreciate that you guys do bear with the minor trigger of having that just on screen at all times, because it is a bit, it's just ugly. It's ugly looking. But you know, it just comes with the territory. It's one of those things that it will forever, it'll always be remembered, and it'll always be kind of
Moving on target location.
It'll be something we all look back on together and we laugh at it. 10, you know, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 years from now. You know, maybe some of you guys will be in college for the first time. Others of you will be turning 30. You know, it'll be crazy 10 years from now. But we'll think back and we'll just have a random thought. I'll be doing an Xcom 4 playthrough, and we'll all remember, hey, remember when I didn't have an activated copy of Windows? And we'll all say, oh yeah, that was a thing. So it'll be a mutual thing that we can all share. And all the new people won't know what the hell I'm talking about, but you guys will know, and it'll feel good. And that's one of the nice things about being sort of, you know, being a part of something before it gets really big, right? For example, Candle Jack was the first person to have a soldier created in their image, so to speak, right? So, you know, and you know, correct me if I'm wrong, but I feel like, Candle, if you're watching this episode, just let me know if you sort of watch and you like, whenever you see a new soldier get introduced, you're like, I was the first one. But that's a cool feeling to know that you were there before it all happened, before it was refined perfectly, before the system was as good as it could be. You were there way back when. That's got to be a cool feeling. And you know, we could start off this ambush by hacking into the Codex, but when you do that, you spawn a second enemy, and I'm not ready to spawn another enemy. I'm gonna cross my fingers that there is a second Codex on this mission, but if there isn't, that's okay. But yeah, I'm not ready to have an additional enemy, especially because I don't know the location of the other pods on the map. So we could, spawning one additional enemy, and a very powerful one at that, could be tremendously detrimental to us. So last thing we're gonna do before we wrap up this turn is just Overwatch with everybody. This is because we're not crunched for time. There's no turn timer, so we can take it a bit slow and wait for the optimal ambush. So the pod is just going to continue moving further away from us. Nothing too dramatic. That is going to make the ambush a little bit more inconvenient, but that's fine. But yeah, I've always felt that there is something cool about being a part of something or knowing about something before everybody else, right? And you know, if I become the next Markiplier or the next bajillion subscriber gaming YouTube channel, then all of you guys that have been here from the beginning, if I ever get a big head, if I ever get out of control, I'm counting on you guys to be like, man, You used to have an unactivated copy of Windows. You better check yourself, motherfucker. I'm counting on all of you guys. Joshua Campos, Ronan the Ronin, Kelvin. I'm counting on all of you guys to keep me in check, all right? So anyway, we do have a flashbang, which means we can disable the Codex's ability to split, which is, I believe, how we are going to start this off. Our ambush is not going to be that great because of the positioning, but
On my way.
it just kind of is what it is.
On the move.
It's not really going to get much better than this. Shit, that was the wrong fucking target. Didn't mean to do that. Yeah, it's not really going to get much better than this. But maybe I should just be patient. All right, I'm going to be a little patient. I'm going to overwatch all one more turn and just see where the patrols go. All right, this is getting on my nerves. It feels like they're going everywhere except for where I want them to go. So I'm just gonna start the. Actually, I'm not even gonna do an ambush. I'm just gonna start because my soldiers are out of position. So we just gotta hope we get some kills here. I'm gonna start off with light 'em up, or just a standard shot rather. Mauser's got the blue screen rounds, so it should make quick work of the Codex. So now we are going to find out if there are more Codex on the map, or if we ruined our only chance of hacking into one. Hopefully there are others, though. I'm really counting on that because I'm trying to finish this playthrough. It's not that I'm getting tired of it. It's just there are other games that I would like to devote a little bit more attention to. I want to see if I can get any luck or any growth out of Final Fantasy XIV Stormblood. I want to see if I can spark a little bit of magic with that. We connected our first shot of rapid fire. The second shot gonna connect as well for a very huge 12 damage target eliminated very swiftly. No issues there. We do have another Viper behind us, a Viper Elite. So we're just gonna change positions to get some cover and fire a shot. But yeah, MMORPGs, they take up a considerable amount of time. So I'm hoping to finish the Long War 2 playthrough, or the Ghetto playthrough. I call this the Ghetto Long War 2 playthrough. I'm hoping to finish recording all of it by the end of the week, so I can focus all of my attention on Final Fantasy Stormblood. Because besides, wanting to try and generate a little bit more traffic for iBluairJgR, I also really like MMORPGs. It's I've mentioned this to a degree before, but they hold a very special place in my heart. MMORPGs, they're just a classic genre. My first ever best friend, we played MMOs together. It's just my whole gaming life has been shaped by MMORPGs, and Final Fantasy XIV is a very big part of my life. So I hope that I can, incorporate that into my quote professional life a little bit. It would be great if I could make content for that game, and a game that I really enjoy playing, and also get paid for it in the process, because everybody trying to get that money, dollar bill, y'all. So we got eyes on another Codex, so our chance to hack into one was not lost with that first kill. Most definitely was not lost. There are 4 more Codex on this mission. Cheers. There's going to be a lot of purple stuff. There's going to be a lot of purple stuff. Yeah, and that's always a tricky thing with content creation, right? One of the main reasons I don't make Titanfall content anymore is because the game is a great game. It is still a fun game, but it's not. It gives me like pretty bad headaches, if I'm being honest, and it also gets me very, very salty. Man, everybody is trying to kill this chrysalid, but nobody is succeeding. Thankfully, though, Santa Claus is quick on his feet. He was able to dodge out of the way of the attack. But yeah, Titanfall 2 gives me headaches, and I don't feel like having headaches anymore. You know what I'm saying? It's a great game, but the shit I just can't do it. I just can't do it. And what makes me really sad about that is the fact that my Titanfall videos are really popular for whatever reason, right? I could upload a Titanfall video of just the main menu, and I swear people would fucking love it. And that bothers me. It really bothers me that something that I should just be making Titanfall videos. I should just buy a big box of Tylenol and stop being a bitch and just make the videos. But I don't. I've opted out of doing that because I'm an idiot, but also because I don't want to have a perpetual headache, right? But what I'm getting at is the hope for anybody that makes YouTube videos and wants to turn it into some sort of sustainable income sort of thing is that you hope that when you finally do reach a point where you're making a full-time level salary where you can pay all your bills with it, you hope that you're paying all the bills while simultaneously covering and talking about games that you can either enjoy playing or that you can stomach playing, right? Because this is some really insider shit that you guys are getting right now, so you should feel very special for this insider knowledge. If I just didn't like Titanfall 2 that much, I would play it and I would still make videos for it, and I would fake the funk. I would act it up, and I would pretend that I love the game more than life itself, right? But the fact that the game gives me really bad headaches it's just pushing it overboard to this weird space where it's kind of annoying to play it, and it hurts me physically. You know what I'm saying? It's like, okay, for anybody that's ever been in a relationship before, in a new budding relationship, you're going out with a girl and you like her, but she's a little bit annoying, but the body is so nice. And this goes for men and women, straight, gay, whatever the fuck you do. Look, if you want to fuck a pineapple, by all means fuck a pineapple. This story still applies to you. Alright, the ridges are a little too hard. Alright, it's not sweet enough, the flavor's a little bit off. We just missed a 35% chance hit, no big deal. Kind of expected that to happen. That's Xcom, baby. There's little things wrong, but ooh man, that pineapple juice though, it's delicious. Sweetest juice. It's the sweetest juice that you've ever tasted in your life. Alright? And you just can't get enough of it. So you just deal with it. But now, what if that juice gave you diarrhea? You still gonna drink it? No, you're not. You're gonna stop drinking it. So that's the position that I'm in with Titanfall. I know it's a game that gets me a tremendous amount of views, and it should have been the game that just makes me a billionaire YouTuber, but it causes me physical pain when I play it to the level that I need to play it in order to make a steady stream of content for it. And the Overwatch gonna come out and eliminate the Advent Officer, the shield bearer, falling back and applying a shield to, I believe it hit a chrysalid that's in the background. Yeah, no, an Advent Sentinel, that's even worse. But I do believe it hit a couple of chrysalid as well, so we're gonna have to worry about those when we do come into contact with them. So it's a very unfortunate thing for me because it's crazy. It's a crazy situation to be in. To know that I had a huge opportunity that was kind of messed up because of physical pain, we'll call it, and that makes it sound really dramatic. But it's just a fucking headache. I should stop whining and just reinstall the game. Maybe I'll do it again. I don't know. But yeah, and that's really the fear for anybody that is doing something sort of non-traditional, we'll call it. Like if you're trying to start a small business or something to that effect, where there is a lot of uncertainty. There's always a fear and a worry that you're either A, going to make wrong decisions, or B, you're going to just straight up miss out on opportunities because of XYZ. And we're going to blow run and gun with Blackjack Carter just to get him into an up-close position. He does have lightning reflexes, so this Overwatch is nothing to worry about. Boom. Blackjack Carter has no fear. And we do have the shield bearer flanked, which means if we land this rapid fire and it kills him, which it probably won't, we'll remove all of the shields from everybody. So why don't we try and get some other people in position to deal with the shield bearer, because it would be fantastic if I can kill him. We'll just take the first shot with Kyra Ronin, because she has those armor penetrating rounds. We did 7 damage. After doing that, I feel confident that I can eliminate it without the need for rapid fire, so I'm just going to take the shot, and success. Tastes really good. This is going really well, guys. I'm super excited. Alright, of course the purple stuff gonna come out, and even more, of course, we're not in range of the Codex to skulljack them. So we'll have to try and get them to teleport so that maybe they'll move closer. That'd be kind of interesting if that works out, so why not? Take the shot. It's gonna miss. Beautiful. But yeah, so when trying to start a small business type thing, there's always this fear of, you know, of when the opportunity does finally present itself, am I going to be able to capitalize on it in such a way, not even just to the best of my ability, but in such a way that allows me to you know, actualize the dream, right? To turn it from just a simple idea into, you know, a full-blown thing that has legs to stand on, right? And that's when it starts to get really complex. And if you look at it if you look at it in the here and now, it becomes this really dark thing where you feel like, shit, I didn't take advantage of the opportunities, and now I'm gonna fail forever. And that's the trap that you don't want to fall in, right? If you start looking at it in that way, and you start if you start counting every single view and counting every single misstep and not imagining that there is a bigger picture, and within that bigger picture there is a success somewhere in the future that just hasn't been realized yet. You know, stuff and things. I totally lost my train of thought because it's too fucking hot. But we did manage to get the Codex to move into a slightly closer position, and because there aren't too many difficult enemies to deal with, I want to go for the hack. I really do. But I should wait until there's no other targets left, because the target that comes out of the hack is a pain in the ass. You know what? We'll throw a mimic beacon. All right, here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna kick this off. I'm feeling ballsy right now. Whether I should feel that way is questionable, but I'm feeling ballsy. We're gonna throw out the mimic beacon and give aid protocol to the surgeon. So boom, because after he uses the skulljack, he's gonna be exposed to a lot of damage. Alright, and then we will move Jamon Dr. Jam Silk into a covered position behind the mech, because the mech, because of one of the abilities that it has, it is providing full cover to everybody that stands behind it. And I cannot reach with the gas grenade. Doesn't look like we're going to get a good opportunity to use that today, but we can take a shot, so we're going to do that before we go for the skulljack, eliminate one piece of the Codex. And that's all we're gonna do. So let's go for the hack. And for anybody, if this is your first time watching XCOM, get ready for a surprise. Not the best camera angle I've ever seen. Firaxis, fix your game. But there we go. And we managed to recover a small cache of intel, so that's pretty nice as well. Whoops.
They're underneath us.
And there we go. More chrysalid coming out. It was burrowed underground. It's going for the attack on the surgeon. The attack is going to connect for 5 damage. Wish I had saved the medkit because the surgeon is going to take some big damage from that. Blackjack Carter coming out with the close combat specialist on the Avatar, the enemy that spawned as a result of the hack. Looking very intimidating.
Commander, I believe we are seeing something entirely new. An alien species.
Look at that. It just walked right out into the open. I'm feeling that. But you know what? We got to eliminate the chrysalid, so we're going to take the shots at it with Mauser. First one's going to connect 8 damage. And we're going to save Fanfire because maybe we'll get to use it on the Codex. We'll take the next shot. I mean the Avatar, sorry. There we go. We eliminate the chrysalid. And wouldn't you know it, the surgeon is actually not completely exposed. He is in half cover with aid protocol, which means he's basically in full cover. So that feels pretty good. Mind control, that's scary. Who's it going for? Green Jelly O'Brien, of course, because we need the medkits. The one time I don't give her a mind shield, she gets mind controlled. How ridiculous is that? So, the only bright side to this situation is that we do have a flashbang on the Surgeon Dos Santos. Because, damn girl, you better calm down. We do have a flashbang, so we can use that to interrupt the mind control. Oof. Wiping a big amount of sweat off my brow from that situation, because that could have very easily caused some very, very bad things. Now, I'm going to start off by... Wait, how are we going to start this? Alright, yeah, we're gonna start by trying to shred off some armor with the mech, taking a standard shot. But of course, we're going to miss. Now, okay, so for any, the Avatar, whenever you hit it, just like the Codex, it teleports. So we have to be careful about how we engage this thing, because, well, I guess we don't have to be careful, but just stupid stuff could happen with this thing. It's an annoying enemy to fight. You know what? I'm feeling lucky today. Santa Claus has a repeater on his gun, which has a 15% chance to instant kill the targets that he hits. So I'm gonna try and do that. I'm gonna try and instant kill the Avatar. Through all of the armor, through all of the shenanigans, I am going to try and instant kill the Avatar. I like to think that we all sort of imagined that worked. You know, there was an eerie silence there, and I think all of us we had this feeling that it worked, that we instant killed the Avatar and made this mission ridiculously easy, but it didn't work, and that didn't happen. So we must continue struggling. We're gonna move Frederick Blackjack Carter over 1 tile, because I think by doing this it'll allow my shredder gun to... Never mind. Oh, I don't know. Alright, we're just gonna fucking do that. There we go, the shredder gun. Pretty cool item. Alright, we landed a poison on the Avatar. Oh, right, I totally forgot that because I have it flashbanged, it can't split into different pieces. So we get to take full advantage of that. Oh man, I'm not thinking straight. So let's throw out the gas grenade, see what that does. Boom. It reduced its mobility and applied further poison. That's crazy. That is really good. Wow, I'm gonna have to use that more often. All right, this is really cool. This is really cool. We can just kind of rain death at this thing and potentially kill it.
I'll get him next time.
Final shot.
Yeah, I didn't get it. Out of ammo here.
Feel so good.
Of course, we don't kill the Avatar in one turn. It would be silly if we did. Alright, the Avatar is still disoriented though, but it just healed up a bunch of HP. Which means it's going to be a bit tricky to deal with that thing. The Codex trying to use an attack, but that is not going to go well. But, you know, going back to the note that we were talking about before, how many people are going for unorthodox careers in their lives? You know, is anybody out there trying to do something non-traditional and oh no, does anybody out there feel the tension of trying to do something non-traditional? And if you're not, you know, if you're still in school or whatever, in college or elementary school or high school, when you go to bed at night, do you just have these thoughts about wanting to do something different, we'll say, or something special with your life? Do you feel like you were destined to be more than just a regular old office worker?
Get on the heels.
And if so, is that a scary thought? Because for me, it is. It's a terrifying thought. We're getting real personal here today. It is in a lot of ways. It is terrifying to think about success and failure and the gravity of trying to do something different, you know. But anyway, this mission is dragging on a little bit because of the sheer number of enemies that we're having to deal with and the Avatar. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna kill it because we're awesome, and nobody's gonna die again because we're awesome. But we're gonna take a little break. I think there's a fly in my no. We're gonna take a little break for a second, but when we come back, we're gonna be at the final boss for this mission. Spoiler alert: there is a final boss on this mission.
Hostile target eradicated.
There we go. We killed it. All right, we'll be right back. Wouldn't you know it, I suffered through some technical difficulties. The audio did not get recorded on this section, so I'm gonna come in from the future to narrate what was going on. This is the Gatekeeper. It is one of the most powerful enemies in the game. It's right up there with the Sectopod, but we're gonna make it look like it ain't shit because we have the perfect combination of abilities. Now, normally a target with this much armor is a huge deal, and we wouldn't be able to take it out in one turn, but because we have a ranger with light 'em up, blue screen rounds, and the EMP grenade, nothing is going to matter. It is a part mechanical unit, part organic. When it is in the current form that it's in now, it is a mechanical enemy, so you'll see we just shut it down, and that means it's can't do anything. Even if all of our shots missed for the rest of this turn, we'd still be able to kill it on the next turn because there's no way all of our shots would miss twice. So yeah, we did it. We killed the Gatekeeper. We don't even get to see any of the cool stuff it does. So if you've never seen one before, I do apologize. But at the same time, you should feel good because nobody died. So on that note, the audio is going to come back now. So I will say goodbye from the future. And I'll let you know the future is not that much different than the present because we're only about 20 minutes into the future. So here we go. Let's get back to it.
Status confirmed.
Holy
Hostile contacts in the
crap.
area have been eliminated. The gateway is secure.
We did it, guys. We investigated the coordinates. We killed 24 aliens. 5 of our soldiers were wounded, but thankfully Green Jelly O'Brien had a whole bunch of med kits. So we're doing it, people. We're making our way towards the end of the campaign, slowly but surely. And the end of a very gratifying playthrough experience. And it is gratifying because XCOM 2 is a great game, but it is also because you guys that watch And you know who I'm talking about. You guys know who you are, right? Yeah, you do. Yeah, you do. So we're gonna fly back. We probably got some promotions to give out. But then again, we probably didn't. I don't know, though, at this point. I barely know which way is up. I may have had a heat stroke at some point during this episode. That's how warm it is right now. My computer's about 5,000 degrees right now. It's like emanating an aura of thermal energy. If I could somehow harness that, I could... I don't know what I could do with it, but it'd be pretty cool, probably. Alright, there we go. We beat the mission. We have to examine the recovered Avatar corpse. But man, there we go. So, as always, the name of the game is XCOM 2. The name of the channel is I'm Really Sleepy. iBluairJgR Gaming for Comedy. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time.